Hello everyone and welcome back to Tarot and Torch. So today we do have another unboxing, and this will probably be the most that I will have in a while. So we'll go back to other types of videos, but I'm very excited to unbox today's deck. This one caught me quite by surprise, and it's very different than anything that I have in my collection as of yet. So start by lighting our winter candle. There's only just a little bit of wax left in this. I hope all of you are doing well and having a good season wherever you are in the world. It's been pretty cold this winter, maybe even more so than in recent years. So it's nice to have these candles for a little bit of light, warmth. Okay, so this is the package. I love how beautiful the package is, so I just want to look at it for a moment. As you can see, it's from thepinetorch.com, which, you know, love that name. I've never heard of this brand or company before, so this is my very first experience with them. I had literally just discovered them a few days back, and when I saw this deck, I was very interested. I will warn you that the deck is a bit crude, so if there's anything, if you're someone that is offended by strong language or any kind of imagery that may be a little irreverent, for lack of a better word, this may not be the unboxing for you. This deck is made to be satirical and very much in your face. So the readings that it would give are very honest and direct and probably a little offensive. So you'll see what I mean in a moment. Okay, so we have a card inside, and it says, or well, it's a sticker of a card. I love this. It's the coffee. So I've actually seen images from this deck elsewhere on the internet, and I never knew that it was from a real deck. So that's how I came across this this brand was because I did see, you know, these images, and I was like, I wonder if there is an actual company, and sure enough, it's a real deck. So I haven't seen them all, obviously. I've seen this one, and I believe it was the chicken nuggets or something like that. So I'm very intrigued to see what the rest of the deck will be. And here is a business card, thepinetorch.com. Very interesting. Okay. Now I have to remove the clear plastic. I need to get some kind of a better way to do this. The color scheme is also very different than many other decks that I have. It's more of that, it's kind of like a muted brown, but with like soft blues and reds. Oh, and this is called the Audacity deck. I don't think I've said that at all yet. So you can see that the point is for this to be very direct. And I will read the back as well. And I have not seen other creators talking about this deck. It's possible that they have and I just have missed it completely. Okay, so it says, not your average deck. This hilarious, facetious, quirky, sometimes poignant and beautiful deck includes 37 cards that will meet you at every stage of inner monologue. These long-awaited, tongue-in-cheek cards are the culmination of the tarot card collection from the Pine Torch. Mari Tosca's MFA is the creatrix behind the brand, the Pine Torch, and is the author of 3 books. She is known for mixing the mundane with the mysterious, the edgy with the ethereal. See more at the Pine Torch. Okay. Do you have the audacity? I love the imagery of this. Like I said, it's different than anything that I have, really. And I mean, this aesthetically, it's not the first thing that I go for. I do love the celestial, you know, the moons and the stars. I've always loved celestial art. And I love the, you know, the eye imagery, but it is very different than a lot of other decks that I have. Now, traditionally, I'm more drawn to the dark, you know, the macabre. But, you know, with the meanings of this, it's supposed to be very honest. Okay, so we have the guidebook, and it is an actual booklet, but it is very thin, as you can see. It's pretty sturdily made. It's not just, it's a little thicker than paper. It's more like cardboard for the cover. Okay, and it goes through all of the cards. There's the intro. And so it has a little bit of description for each, not very much here. Okay. And if I remember, we'll do a reading from the guidebook. I really should become better at this if I'm going to do this more. Okay, so I hope I didn't scratch the gilding on this. It gives me so much anxiety to do. Okay. Alright, so let's move this aside. Alright, so you can see the gilding is holographic, so that is beautiful. I love the silver holographic. It always reminds me of the old school stickers that are holographic. Okay, these are the card backings. Oh, I think I have this upside down. Let's start from the beginning. The first card we have the 0 of F's, as you can read. I'm not sure what I can say on YouTube in terms of language. So, it's, again, it's very much in your face. I might as well just say it's the 0 of fucks. And it's hilarious. Just for the very first card to be so funny and sarcastic, and tells you exactly what kind of deck this is. The Burned Bridge. So I like that the bridge is not only burning, but we have someone holding a lit match. The 2 of D's, and you can see what that's referring to in the image. And this deck isn't going to be for everyone. It's not going to be for every reading. This is a very specific kind of deck to work with. It's one where humor and kind of crass attitude is required. The Lovers. It's very much a, you know, till death do we part type of image here. The Coffee. And I think this will probably be my favorite. Because I'm a coffee person. I'm also a tea person, so I can't say I'm only a coffee person. However, if I had to choose, you know, I think I would still need the coffee. Death. And it's interesting in a deck like this that's so brazen, that death is so very beautiful. And, you know, the death card should always be beautiful. It's always about something deeper, you know, than just the physical. And I just love how in a deck like this they could have gone so many different directions, but they chose to make this one more just spiritually oriented. The Moon. And we are being mooned by the moon. I mean, it's important to have humor. And sometimes you just need a deck that's taking itself a little less seriously in some of the cards. And the artwork is nice. It's, like I said, it's not my typical go-to, but I actually have some things that this will go really nicely with. And one thing that comes to mind is actually the Herbal Astrology Oracle, and I'm not sure 100% if I'll like them together, but that's something that's coming up to possibly pair it with, just because of the colors alone. But there's a lot of other decks that would go with this. We have Perseverance. That's interesting. I also like that a lot of these images they seem to be in a desert, which I don't have many landscapes like that in the artwork in my collection. The tea. So we do have the counterpart. But, you know, the tea is never just the tea. This is a really pretty image. The Last Straw. This is also one that I could see, you know, reading for friends or adventurous clients. Or people, you know, that I know that would get the humor and not take it to heart. The Audacity. The Breast Pump. The Bottle. The Taco. The Cold Shoulder. The Child. And there's still archetypes in here. I mean, some of these are silly and about like food and, you know, inside jokes, but the archetypes that are here, they're still pretty much the same, you know, the mother, the child. Oh, here we go, the mom boss. I like that. This is my reality in most days. I know you don't see that part, but when you work at home with small children, this is how it is a lot of the time. And I homeschool mine, so they're always here. The Hermit. And, you know, I don't regret that at all. I love having them here to experience everything. And fitting that the gardener should come up. I've started doing this with them, actually. We started growing some seeds. It's almost in bulk, so get your seeds started if you haven't. The cheese fries. The slice. I'm interested to see how these read in the guidebook. With the food, that is. Because, you know, the other archetypes, you can definitely kind of divine without looking at the specific message. However, with the food, I think I'll need to memorize the meaning at least once. The Empress. And also I'm interested to see how the Empress differs from the mother and the mom boss, because they have very similar kind of energies, or they can. The Chicken Nugget. And as I said, I've seen these images before, and I was usually on t-shirts or mugs or something, you know, else that I was looking for. And I always try to keep an eye on tarot mugs, for instance, and I've seen these images on them before, and it led me to their site. The Sun. The High Priestess. I'm pretty sure I've seen this one as well, just floating around the internet. The Zoom meeting. Oh. Does anyone else feel that way during a Zoom meeting? I used to feel this way, for sure. When it could have been an email. That's what it should have said. It could have been an email. The influencer. The life of the party. I don't know what it is, but every time I sit down to film, the sun is out, and then as I'm filming, the sun just leaves. The last hurrah. That's cute. The dead-end job. The fiddle leaf fig. That's interesting. Is that... I can't tell if that's fire around it or something else. I guess it's fire. Not sure what's happening there. I mean, it doesn't feel great if it's fire, because you don't want a plant to burn. The star. The devil. Oh. Is that supposed to be a mirror? How interesting. Okay. The fair weather friend. Ooh. That's rough. Rough. The tower. Alright, let's see what's going on in the tower here. Is it just a normal... Oh, she's taking selfies. Is he taking... I believe they're both trying to take selfies as they're falling. I guess that's accurate. Are they falling into fries as well, or is that crystals? No, I think that's crystals. Okay. Okay, so you can see that this deck is extremely humorous. It's very creative in the interpretations. And as someone who does this, I do this for a living. You know, I am a professional reader. I do many readings a day. So this deck does give me lots of meanings to play with, of different perspectives. So I like the deck and the different kind of perspectives that it gives. Let's just see how it reads. Let's just pull a card and see how this is going to read. Okay, so we have the moon. All right. Okay. So it says, bare, humble, and open, a woman surrounds herself to the moon. She is one with her cycles and many facets. Your message. You glow differently when you are powered by your own gravity. How have you been judging yourself? How can you be gentler on yourself? While each visible phase of the moon wanes and waxes just like your own personal cycles, you are whole and enough in and of yourself. This is only temporary. This will pass. Okay, so that is a very interesting interpretation of the moon. In some ways, it also makes me think of the star because of the vulnerability aspect, but I can understand what they're saying in terms of the phases of the moon and self-care that comes with the moon, as the moon is, you know, the emotions. So interesting interpretation, but different than normal tarot. So let's get, and you know, I believe this is supposed to be used more like an oracle deck, but I'm not, well, yes, I mean, it would have to be, unless it was more of a majors only deck, but I feel that I'm going to use this more like an oracle deck. The dead end job, okay. And then I want to do a food one because I need to know. I was hoping to get a food one. A labyrinth of beige cubicles awaits thy eternal soul. Get out while you still can. Your message, 9 to 5, and then 6, 7, 8. Your workday is never ending. Your boss is toxic. Your coworkers are cringeworthy. Your customers are Karens, but still you answer the phone with a chipper greeting. Nancy needs to release her internalized rage via a CC'd as per my last email. Phyllis needs to cry about her euthanized cat over coffee. There must be some kind of way out of here. Go to the light, quick, before your soul gets sucked into the vending machine. Okay, so you can see how this can get a little touchy or punchy. So it's good to keep in mind if you do want to get this deck that it can be that way, or it may just be the sign that you need not to get this deck. And so then I want to look at something with the food in it. Let's do, I want to do the pizza or the fries, the cheese fries, okay. Because cheese fries are the answer to everything. The clock is ticking, and you haven't had your fix of monosodium glutamate, sodium tripolyphosphate, and yellow dye number 5. You've been so hard on yourself lately, and it's okay to indulge right now. You deserve the fries and the cheese on top. Put your cares aside, relax, and surrender to gluttony. Okay, so you guys know, this is, everything is spiritual if you treat it as such. And this isn't, your typical tarot. It's a little irreverent, it's a little silly, but it does still have messages that you can use to deepen your practice and to correctly identify a feeling or situation. Decks like this, in my opinion and in my experience, do tend to be extremely heavy in actual readings. So again, they can be sharp. They can be telling you the truth, and you need to be ready to, either take that truth or shuffle again. But in all seriousness, I do find these decks to be accurate and deep in a way that sometimes other decks can gloss over or glide over. So it's just something to consider. That's my personal reasons for getting a deck like this, is because they do have that honesty, and it does take your mind out of the ordinary a bit. And what I mean by ordinary is the ordinary meanings, the ordinary interpretations, and gives you something different to understand about your situation that a different deck probably wouldn't say. So this, I do appreciate it for what it is. I think that it's well done. It's funny, but also again has that punch to it. It's very much like a like a comedian telling something funny, but also with a twist of dark humor and truth behind it. So if you're considering getting this deck, I hope that this helped kind of introduce you to something perhaps new, or perhaps gave you something to laugh about today. I do recommend it. I am going to be working with it to give more of a deeper reflection, of course, in my other videos that will come out. And I hope that you all are having a beautiful day, and I will talk to you all very, very soon.